Okay, so I'm demonstrating how to clean a shotgun. So I'm just using a standard 20 gauge shotgun. And so the first thing that you want to do before you start cleaning and taking apart the gun is always make sure that it is unloaded. And what I like to do is take my pinky and always put it in the barrel, and so you make sure there's nothing in there. And once you've done that, the first step that I like to do is take the trigger mechanism out, and there are two pins that are holding it in right there. And so what you want to do is just knock those pins out very lightly. And once you have those pins out, the trigger mechanism is free to come out. And what you need to do is slide the pump forward and then just work the trigger out as best as you can without damaging anything. And so now that you have that out, you can set that down. And now for the barrel, there's a little knob at the end right here, and all it does is just unscrew. So you just unscrew that, and now the barrel is free. You just need to pull the barrel, and the barrel will come off just like that. And then now you are ready to start cleaning. And so you get a rod, a gun rod that will clean your gun. You grab a brush that will fit the size of the barrel of your gun. Usually it says on the brushes what gauge, it has the number of the gauge. So you just screw that on, and then start with the barrel. You just push it through all the way and pull it back through. Maybe. There it is. And you just do that a couple of times, and that'll get all the gunk and dirt out of it that is been left in there. And then once you've done that, you will take this brush off, and you will grab a So once you have put the brush through it to get all the gunk out, you want to then check down the barrel, look down it, and see if there's any big chunks of gunk left, and make sure it's clean. And once you've done that and verified that it is clean, your next step is to put another attachment on the rod, which is a cloth-like brush. Again, that will fit the size of your barrel. And then once you have that, you grab the gun oil and just put a few drops on the cloth. And once you have your drops, again, you can just run this through all the way through. You can do that a couple of times. Make sure it's nice and clean and lubricated. And once you've done that, you are done with the barrel. Now you can move on to the trigger mechanism. And so with the trigger, what is easiest the way is to grab a little cloth and just wipe it down, and to get all the dirt and gunk off it that is built up over use, and just try and get in every little space that you can. Wipe it all down. And then once you have done this, you can grab another rag and put a couple drops of gun oil on this one as well. And just do the same thing with the trigger. Wipe it with the gun oil and get all the little spots you can lubricated so they can be clean and be strong for the next use. And then once you have wiped it down, now you're ready to put your gun back together. And so you can start with the barrel, and it just goes on the same way that you took it off. Just push it back on, try and line it up, and then grab your little knob and screw it back on. And then make sure the action is always slid up so that your trigger can go back in, and just try and work in your trigger as gently as you can to fit it back in where it was.
Go.
Alright, so you just work it in, and once you've got it in, the pinholes, you've got to line it up with your trigger, and once you've got those lined up, you can put your pins back in, and you can just use a little hammer and softly hammer those in. Now once you have the gun all put together, the final real step is to get the outside of the gun, all the metal. So just get your gun oil and put little drops of gun oil on the metal. And then once you have done that, just grab a rag and you can just wipe that gun oil around, get it wherever you can. And then once you have done this, your gun is ready and you can go out and shoot it.